between Dominicans residing in the lovely Nature Isle and those residing abroad. Join us on radio and social media platforms for the 2-hour CTD experience, which celebrates the achievements of Dominicans. Connecting the dots. Tune in this Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We will solidify the connections we share with Dominicans all over. Hop on board the CTD train and let's strengthen the ties that bind us. Connecting the dots. ASU Radio DBS.
Heavenly Father, Creator of mankind and the universe, we thank Thee for the gift of life today and all the blessings You continue to bestow on Your children.
We seek Your presence and intervention throughout this program, and we ask that You keep us connected always.
We also pray for the success of the program, its coordinators and listeners, that they may find purpose and enjoy what we share.
Bless our radio station and the nation, and may we grow to love and unite with each other, irrespective of our differences.
All this we ask in Your name, now and forever. Amen.
Right, it's that time again, people. We welcome you to Connecting the Dots. Stick around. We're gonna begin. Happy that you are on board already, wherever you are at this time. We're at DBS Radio on Victoria Street. Our house is your house. It is a lovely day today. Greetings, people. Bonjour. It is that time when we welcome you to Connecting the Dots on National Broadcaster DBS Radio. We are happy. Wow, we are happy that you can join us live this morning. Welcome to Connecting the Dots. It's another CTD rendezvous. Take your seats and show extra love to the mothers today, ahead of tomorrow's observance. It is a lovely Saturday in DA as we send love to all of you. Greetings, happy Saturday. Bon samedi. We end the week that reminded us how quickly fires spread. We needed the recent downpours that we got a few weeks ago, but it is what it is. Let me call Nigel Francis, who I am very sure was panicking a lot when he first got the news. Nigel, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are we doing?
I'm doing all right. What about you, Nigel?
I am doing well. I have survived the week, so I'm doing well.
Nigel, yeah. I really thought about you that it was Wednesday morning, right? Yeah.
Yes, it was one of those mornings.
Yes.
You know, when you get the early call And most times, if you get an early call like that, 3:30 in the morning,
Yeah,
from your family, you think, well,
that is it. That is it.
Something's up.
So you
Definitely.
answered at the first. Sometimes people call people and like you're in your bed and you just don't take the call. You answered on the first call.
I answered on the first call.
Okay.
I answered on the first call. So. I mean, whenever I see, whenever I see a call from my family member, if I'm available and I can take it, I take it right away.
Yes,
And something like early morning, 3:30, in the middle of the sleep, I'm going to take the call.
Yes,
so, yes.
Of course, yes.
So I took that call and heard the panic, in my sister's voice, because I spoke to her first before I spoke to my brother, because she was home visiting. So I heard the panic that, hey, we outside, we outside. What happened? Fire. We had to just leave the house. I'm like, oh God, seriously? And then started trying to put the pieces together. Yes, it was one of those times when you kind of feel like, man, this could be it.
Yeah. Wow. But yes. No, what happened though to the building? What happened to your house?
Well, thank God.
I passed there. I see all the flowers still. Maybe just one or two on the side next to the old credit union building.
Yes.
But apart from that,
so thank God. That God is good, man. God is good. So for some unknown reason, divine intervention, at some point the wind, from what I understand, was blowing in that direction, and then for some divine intervention, it just switched, man, and the wind went in the other direction, away from the house.
Wow, nice.
So just the side of the house got a little thing, but
yes,
when you consider all the houses before our house being destroyed, and our house being spared, you give thanks. You give thanks for that.
Definitely, I agree.
Definitely give thanks for that. So just a little water, because the firemen, thanks to the firemen and fire division and all those who, in one way or the other, reached out and was trying to make sure everything was good, and who were able to house Francis and Reggie for the last 2 days, while we kind of sorted stuff out in the house. So all good.
Well, anyway, and it's really a fact, that fires in historic buildings, they often lead to total loss because of flammable, aged materials.
Yes.
And
yes.
This little building in the end of the street, this little like French structure, French design, building.
Yes. And to those who got affected, oh man, that's tough. When you have your livelihood and your place of residence and everything just destroyed in a couple of hours like that, it's not the best. So certainly offer my my sympathy, and at the same time the strength to those who had to go through what they had to go through.
Wow. I remember, Nigel, this group back in the day, when I heard of the fire, when I saw what had happened, there was a group back in the day, I think it was SHIP, the Society for
the
I think heritage and architectural preservation of the environment. Yes. They were really involved in projects to promote and preserve Dominica's architectural heritage.
Yes, definitely so. So it's unfortunate that one had to go down, and we hope that in the rebuilding process that we can remember what it looks like and probably try to restructure it in such a way that we can recapture what was there from a historical perspective.
Definitely.
Yes.
Wow, but all is well that ends well. I mean,
I
won't say end well, but in that case, but there was no loss of life.
Yes, no loss of life, and then and from the personal level, the psychological part of it, in terms especially of my brother and my sister, who were there at the time, having to go back into the house. And and it's just luckily, my sister was kind of up kind of tossing and turning. My brother was deep in sleep downstairs, and she was upstairs and saw the big orange light.
Yeah, wow.
And I had to tell him, get up, we gotta get out. So
wow.
But
it is what it is. Yes. And there are many streets in Dominica, mostly in Rosewood, that really embody the city's historical depth, and its modern vibrancy. And when things like that happen, Nigel, especially, we had a fire just recently as well, and a few historical buildings, went up in flames.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And I mean, the city of Rosewood itself, I mean, it speaks to the history of cities throughout the Caribbean. It's one of the few cities that still has that kind of architectural design still has that kind of post-colonial, but at the same time keeping some of what was there. So most times you might go through other cities in the Caribbean and you don't see those kind of buildings, and you don't see the streets the way they are in Roseau. So I know the Roseau enhancement project, I hope some of that can still be captured and kept wherever possible. As we build towards a modern city.
But the sad thing as well, though, Nigel, is that the eyesore remains for a long time for several reasons, because you can't just demolish days after, because investigations will go on. Investigations have to continue. There are a lot of factors associated with this, though. So it's a costly it's a costly endeavor. It's a costly exercise to clean up as well. To clean up
costly and unsightly now, because of the fact you can't really remove everything now. You have to let all the investigation play out.
Right, legal matters that need addressing. That's true.
Yes, all those things there, and then
family issues as well.
Family issues for the owners themselves to sort things out, and clear out as much as they can, keep as much as they can, and then that's a process by itself. So I guess we'll see it like that for a few, but hopefully with the rebuilding process can start soon, and everybody in that area can be back on track again.
Right.
Man, it was a blessing to have my sister home at the time, because it was my brother alone that's home.
Tell you.
Probably would have slept through until somebody kind of broke through the door and let him know what's up. So
wow.
Yes, one of those days.
Yeah. Everything, give thanks, give praise. But Nigel, is Mother's Day tomorrow, and CTD wishes all mothers, happy Mother's Day. Mothers, of course, are I'd call them, the Nigel. I'd call us. We are the emotional backbones of the family, the heart of the family, the soul of society. So give us our respect, okay?
Yeah, nothing to say after that. But to all the beautiful ladies and to all the mothers, happy Mother's Day when it comes around tomorrow. To you as well, my dear, happy Mother's Day to you. Continued blessings. And to all those who have mothered in one way or the other, we wish you the best tomorrow. We hope you spoil it tomorrow. We hope you get some chance to rest. Don't do work. Let the others do the work for you tomorrow. Let them get you breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever else. Take you out. Just spoil the ladies tomorrow, okay? Make sure they have a great Mother's Day. And from CTD, like you said, happy Mother's Day to every single one. That's going to be celebrating tomorrow. You going to sleep the whole day tomorrow?
Well, I would like to. I would like to. I doubt I will. Right. When duty calls, but I would like to.
Mr. John Baptist, get it going.
Yeah, Mr. Lugie.
But yes, definitely
we'll
so.
Yes. From the 4 girls, 3 of them are not here right now. They are out of state, so.
So
we'll see what happens to the last one.
That gives you even more chance to
dummy.
Yes, just dummy away. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, Nigel, what's happening in the book?
Who is home still? Which one is home still?
The last one, of course. CXC exams are on.
Okay, right.
CXC examinations on. So.
Yes, that is true. Exams time is going on. Yes, the book is busy and everybody wants to tell you Happy Mother's Day. Let's see. I know Alvin Thomas was very early this morning. They're calling his full name. Full legal name. So good morning to you, Alvin Thomas. Very early this morning. Louisa Jean-Pierre, good morning to you as well. She says good afternoon from the UK. Look like we're in for a treat. Men going to express themselves this morning. Yes. Felicia Charles, good morning. Happy day to you. Winnie Green. wants to say bonjour, of course. Let's see. Edwin in London, good morning to you. She wishes you happy Mother's Day. And of course, Nigel and Gaz, good morning. Louisiana Burton, good morning to you as well. Bolan, happy Mother's Day in advance to Ivona. Of course, Alvin is talking about that fire thing, letting me know it has been must have been a very distressing call. It sure was, Alvin. But 35 Great Marlborough Street survived, protected by divine intervention. Louis Japia wants to let us know the green building on the corner that was burned down used to be owned by the first UK Dominican High Commissioner's mother. Okay, so that's interesting to know that.
Yeah. Thank you for that information.
Yes, thanks for that information. Shills Joes, good morning, Ivona. Happy Mother's Day. Grand rising to you, Miguel Murphy. And of course, my YouTube folks who always have to remind me, good morning to you as well. So it looks like everybody's ready and get tuned and want to wish everyone happy Mother's Day.
All right.
But it's you alone telling happy Mother's Day. So today I'll sit back and get all the Mother's Day greetings for you.
Yes, Papa.
Today is your day.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for all the wishes, all the greetings. You know, normally, Nigel, we Papa. You know, normally on the Saturday before Mother's Day, the CTD program recognizes mothers. So in the past years, we would have like people coming on and singing. I know we had Colin XP already. We had Julia Rivera, and we had others as well. I think Michael Henderson, you know, coming on the day before. But we did it differently this year. We're celebrating men. We have a doctor in the house, and we have 2 other young men. So very soon we'll bring them on. But Nigel, let me just ask you quickly for the Dominica corner, my turn. I'm not even asking.
You just go straight to it.
Where did Great Marlborough Street get its name from? Great Marlborough Street.
Let me call my brother.
Great Marlborough Street.
It's great and it's Marlborough.
Where did that name come from?
I mean, it's English, you know. It's got its name, and my brother's going to tell me. You see, you must listen when I'm talking to you, so you can give the proper response.
Great Marlborough Street.
Yeah, but
Upper Lane, Hanover Street.
Yes,
where did these
all
names
those are the
come
English
from?
names that was kept. So you'll find there's a Marlborough. So they pronounce it Marlborough. They say in England. So there is a street there, an area they call that as well. And that was from our colonial times.
Oh, British king. After it was named after a British king. That's what I'm saying. That's what.
Well, yes. But there's a street as well. Well, an area over in London that has that name as well. So I guess it came from our ties with England at the time when we were under English rule, British rule.
All right, Papa.
And we've kept it.
Yeah. Well, we have kept a lot. Lang Lane. What is Lang Lane? Is it Lang or? Not Long Lane,
Long Lane
or Lang Lane. No, Laing.
Oh, that one.
That's close to the. I think it's the back of the old market, or the new market, or the new market.
I'm not sure how that one kept its name. Lang
Lane.
Yes, I'm not sure how that one goes. You know, to be very interesting to find out how all those lanes got their name and how come we've kept some of them, and I mean, some with Cock Street, of course. You have to figure out how they come up with that. And,
King's Lane.
King's Lane and Virgin Lane and
yes Queen Mary Street. Maybe that one was direct, but
that
it's no longer
directly,
but it's now independent
directly
street
from Queen Mary.
Yes
It has to be.
Anyway, let's bring on our guest then, because I think the doctor has to leave early, so we want to hear a lot from him before he leaves. So it's really a pleasure.
Okay.
It's a pleasure to welcome an all men's team to Connecting the Dots, Nigel. As I said, normally we have something else ahead of Mother's Day. But we are really recognizing a group that is designed to empower men. Nigel, as you know, in many Caribbean communities, there a significant number of women who are raising boys on their own, and they are doing this often without consistent male role models. And I was looking at some data last night, and I was reading up, and it told me that this trend has dipped social and economic complications, particularly for the boys who grew up in these environments. So we'll talk men and boys this morning, and it's a pleasure to welcome our guests. So Nigel,
it is definitely a pleasure to welcome all three of them, so they can share their journey, share their story, and that whole interesting phenomenon, boys to men, and what that entails, and
handsome young men, Nigel.
Well, they are.
Yes.
They are. And it's good to have three handsome young men who can represent boys and men, our Dominican society, and in a larger context as well, because we're part of the wider space. So, hey, welcome, guys. Welcome to Connecting the Dots. If it's your first time, probably it is. Welcome.
Thank you. So
we're gonna have a nice chit chat. We're gonna just have a nice conversation, and you're gonna share with us what's going on. And so from left to right to left, whichever way we want to go, doesn't matter. I feel like starting in the middle, but I don't know why. No, I won't do that to you. But good morning, and welcome to Connecting the Dots. Who's going to go first?
Good morning. We'll take Shervin Dominique first.
well, he has his mic. It's okay. Yes, he has his mic. Yeah. So Shervin Dominique.
Hi. Good morning, Mrs. Logie, and good morning, Mr. Nigel. I am no stranger to DBS Radio. It's always good to welcome me back to this place. I love DBS Radio, and it's my first time on Connecting the Dots. And I am Shervin Dominique. I'm from the community of Maho, and today we will be speaking about the Boys and Men organization, and I am the PRO of this organization.
All right, c'est bon. What do we have?
Right,
in
go
the
next.
center?
And good day to all. I want to say thank you for having me. Good day to the listeners. And my name is Dylan Registe, and I am a resident of Mont Daniel, and I'm also here for Boys to Men, and I am the president. It's good to be here, and thank you for having us.
All right, it's a pleasure to have you, Dylan, as well.
Good morning, everybody. I'm no stranger to this program as well. Thank you to our hosts for having us. It's really a pleasure to be here, to come and talk matters of young men and men's mental health. I'm really happy that you all invited us, and I do hope we can have a very fruitful discussion this morning. My name is Shanon John. Some people might know me by different names, but Shannon is fine. I'm from Sultan.
Dr.Shanon John. It's a pleasure to have you. Yes, Dr. John.
Dr. John.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you. So Nigel, so I understood that Dr.Shanon John has to leave, a little earlier today. Of course, he's a doctor, so you can just imagine, probably he has an appointment to take care of. So what we will do,
different things to do too.
Yes, different things as well. But
so
we'll focus a lot on him a little before he leaves, and then of course we'll have the whole hour for the others. Of course, we'll incorporate the others into the discussion, obviously at the start. But so we can start with Shanon John to tell us who he is and maybe his background. He told us he's from Sultan. We know he's a doctor. Tell us a little more.
Well, I'm a dentist by profession. Coming from solid Catholic background, I'm faith-based in everything I do, and I believe in the power of prayer to fix a lot of things. But over the years, we've realized prayer and faith alone cannot do it for mental health, especially for our men, young and old. So when Shervin approached a few of us last year to organize a symposium for men's mental health, we quickly jumped on board, and now it's flourished into a whole brand new youth group, advocacy group, and we're about to do our second symposium next week. So my connection to all of this is simple, that I'm a young man who's lived in this society for quite a few years. I'm not that old though, but I've been around, and I've observed in my personal and professional life how a lot of men suffer with mental issues. Not that they're mad, or crazy, as we would normally say, but things like anxiety, depression, just feeling overwhelmed most of the time. basic daily stressors and not knowing how to deal with them properly and healthily. These are things that have really impacted me, especially now as a dentist. I'm privy to certain information about people. It's not just yes, we deal with teeth, but as a doctor, people tend to open up to you about a world of things. And that's where you start to realize why we're falling short in promoting mental health. I probably shouldn't say that we're falling short in promoting, because we've done a lot of promotion. There are many people before us who have spoken about it. So the promotion is there, but now it's time for action. So that's what we're about. That's what my contribution to this team has been and will continue to be, and that's what the Boys to Men organization is really all about.
You say from Sultan, for those who are not sure, tell us exactly where Sultan is located.
Sultan is that strip of land, that sweet village between Pokasi and Layu Park. So from that roundabout going towards Layu Park, that's where we are.
Is it still very cool in that area, or
well,
it's very hot now?
Yes, not as cool as before, to be honest, but still very pleasant to be. It's gentle on the mind.
All right, interesting. Tell us a little about your growing up days, though, Dr. John.
Okay, well, I grew up in Coptal, as a matter of fact. So, from one cool place to another, grew up in the Roseau Valley. So, call me a valley boy, I guess. Grew up with one sister, my two parents. Many people would have known my father, Mr. John, Victor John, former teacher at SMA, who has since passed. But I grew up with his Grenadian wisdom and discipline, and my mother's strong faith-based leadership. So it was a nice home, a happy home growing up. As every home, we have challenges and so on, but we dealt with everything as best as we could. And growing up in Copto was fun days, man. It's not the same anymore, where we used to come from school and find ourselves on the roadside playing cricket. Hit a six in the bush, you out, stuff like that. I don't think children have that benefit. They don't know what that is anymore. So we grew up doing a lot of fun activities on the outside. Everything was outside. There was television, yes, but there was a time for TV, and there was a time for play, and there was a time for books, and everything had its time, and we were disciplined enough to keep ourselves balanced. Even as children, most times we not have to be told what to do. We have to be reminded, obviously, to get our chores done, our homework done.
Yeah.
But when you get home, you get homework outside. Or you do your homework, you do your chores, watch some TV. There was a very balanced life growing up. And I'm grateful for the era in which I came up. Really, I'm grateful because of the things that I was able to learn from especially older friends and aunties and uncles. That was also a time when the village raised a child.
Yes, that's it.
That was also a time where your neighbor could discipline you with some strokes with a belt or a cane if they saw you stepping out of line.
That still happened in Nigeria, even in your time, Shannon?
Oh, yes. Yeah, man.
Okay.
It was a little less then. We'll be disciplined with words a lot more than blows. I think parents were trying to move away from that a little bit. So they would ground us, put us on time out, take something that we'd like, find other ways of disciplining us.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I grew up with my fear among those strokes too.
Yes, Nigel, you want to ask him what school he went to?
Well, I'm waiting for you to ask that one.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, man, I'm an SMA boy.
Well, hold on, just pause a little there. Pause a little, Shannon, before we continue. So just say that again. Say that part again.
I'm an SMA boy.
All right. So it's an SMA alumni there. Good morning to you, Alvin. Good morning to you, Miguel Murphy. This is Dr.Shanon John, who is an SMA alumni.
If there are any other SMA boys in the program, please get up and leave. That's nice.
There's one right next to me.
Yes, but we'll come back with Shannon. Well, Nigel, you want to ask him a question now as we move on?
No, but I mean, in terms of growing up, I mean, in the Rosa Valley area, and of course back to Sultan and everything else. I mean, during those days going to school at SMA as well. I mean, did you at that time witness anything that probably now you can draw on as it relates to the mental health that you're promoting now?
Of course, yeah, man. Not a lot. Quite a few. There were a few boys from that came up with me in school who had very disturbed homes. So when I draw that comparison, I'm even more grateful with the home I grew up in, because I know of personal stories where boys would come to school, no breakfast, not knowing where lunch would come from, not even knowing if they would meet their parents at home. I grew up knowing of boys with anger issues. I grew up seeing in school where police had to come to the school to separate fights, very aggressive and violent fights, because of personal anger issues of the young men. Something as simple as you step on a partner's toe, you step on your friend's toe, you get aggressive and punch you, and a whole fight ensues from that. SMA was not a violent school. We were very disciplined, but there were the few off cases, those few cases where you could see clearly that something was wrong with these boys. Mr. Cuthbert Elwin, may his soul rest in peace, really extended his hand to all of us. He was like a father to everybody. And I saw him trying to really connect with young men. I think he probably knew as well that those boys were really just acting out of anger. And I've witnessed personally myself where he would try to counsel some fellas instead of shouting or punishing them even further, pull them aside. Mind you, they'll still get a 2-day suspension, but even before they go home, he'd sit and talk, have that conversation. My father used to do the same thing as well. I remember the days of Mr. Neville Christian. I know he's not 100% healthy right now, so I'd like to say good morning to him. But there were those teachers, Mr. Royer at the time, Miss Pemberton. They understood the assignment where it came to the mind, to mental health, and they would try their best to connect with us as students, so we could find ways to, so we could open up to them and talk and get things off our minds, especially the more aggressive ones. So I observe all those things growing up as a young boy.
Interesting. Let's hear a little from Dylan and then and Shervin before we come back to Dr. John, because Dr. John is leaving soon. But Dylan, tell us about yourself as well.
Okay, well, good day to all once again, and my name Dylan Registe once again, and I am from the States. I grew up in the States for about 13 years. For about 13 years, and then I moved to Dominica. My father's side is from Dominica, Registe. We're from Picholet, Grand Bay area. So I moved to Dominica, and I've been living here since. I went to SMA, and a fun fact.
Hold on.
Stand up.
Yes, sir, Papa.
Can you just say the name of the school you went to again?
I went to the St. Mary's Academy.
All right, SMA. Yes. So I'm Alvin Thomas, Miguel Murphy, and all the other SMA alumni. Good morning to you. This is Dylan Regis, who went to the SMA.
Yeah. I met. It was, I think, my last year of SMA. I met them, Mr. Thomas and Mr. Murphy and Mr. Jolly. And yeah, it was a good time. And yeah, my fun fact: my first year in SMA, I did get left back. I failed English. COVID. That was COVID. Yeah, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. That was COVID. Yeah, it doesn't. That doesn't count. But yeah,
English.
Yeah, English. Yeah. So that is me. And right.
What? No. I was just going to ask, what was it like for you transitioning from the States, to Dominica?
Well, I feel like I've always been an adaptable kind of guy. I wherever I go, so it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean. So, looking at it from that perspective, yeah, it wasn't too bad. But of course, there are things in the States which it has in the States which it doesn't have in Dominica. And some people just say, well, I want to go to the States, or somebody in our group self, they're like they want to go to the States, they want to leave, but at the same time it has a lot in Dominica which it doesn't have in the United States. So that's why I'm not really in a rush to go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Nice.
But I also have that privilege. You know what I mean? So it's good. It hasn't been too bad. Can't complain so far.
All right.
What was the experiences like? At SMA as it relates to probably seeing some of the situations that Shannon spoke about.
Well, yeah, as Shannon said, SMA is a calm school. There's not really too much going on, but when it comes down to the personalities, it has some troublesome fellas out there, it has some troublesome youth, but that's just them being children, Some of them you can see that's just them being children, naturally troublesome. But then it have some which are just angry, you know what I mean? Some which just have something, a deeper underlying issue, you know what I mean? So that is as you said. And one of the things that maybe I might be jumping the gun a little bit, but one of the things that really inspired the movement of this group was after the passing of an SMA student from mental illness. So that is
Okay, so we'll come back to that because that is very, very interesting. And you also have to tell us about your growing up days. But let's just hear from Shervin, Nigel, quickly, because as I said, Dr. John is leaving, so we want his perspective, his views on what is happening. Quickly. Yes, Shervin, just tell us who you are.
Okay, so good morning, listeners, once again. My name is Shervin Dominique. And who really is Shervin Dominique? Shervin Dominique was a very quiet, not at the forefront of anything, but now growing up as a young man, I started to put myself out there, and I wasn't that person you would see at the forefront. Trust me, I was nervous. I would not be able to speak in front of people, but then with the help of people in the community who pushed me to reach my limit, I was very thankful for that motivation. And I'm a past student of the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School. That's where I went. That's in St. Joseph. And also
lovely school.
Yeah.
It's not SMU though.
Yeah. And then I started my leadership journey at the Isaiah Thomas. Well, from the Mao Primary School into the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, my leadership quality really grew. I was very involved, leading assembly, leading sporting activities. So my leadership was very big.
Okay, so from a very young age. So we'll come back to that. Let's go to Dr. John, because I think he just has about less than 10 minutes. So Dr. John.
There's no rush, man.
Okay, well, all right. So you can stay until 10.
Yes,
you can stay until 10. All right. But Dr. John, before you leave though, Nigel, you want to ask Shervin a question? I just jump in front of me yourself sometimes.
No, it's okay. It's your day today too. Remember, we're celebrating you today, so that's okay. No, I was just going to ask all three of you. In terms of because that's going to probably tie in later on in the discussion, right? So in terms of sporting activities or what kind of activities were you involved with whilst you were at school?
While I was enrolled at high school, I was involved in, what do you call that, football academy. I was playing for the Mr. Francis. That used to be up in the Lindo Park area. But then after that, I merged to the Porterville Football Juvenile Academy. and then I played for that team. So I was very involved in football, and I love tennis as well.
You see, now Dylan and Shannon here in that they didn't know you
Well, you learn something new every day.
Yes.
I think you know somebody.
You know what I mean? You're around people for so long, you know.
What about you, Dylan? Were you involved in any sporting activity or cultural activities, choir, anything at all?
Well, I'm a guy who does a little bit of everything. You know, I like to be in a lot. So, the first thing I was really doing was basketball. At one point I was playing for the Falcons. Anyways, Pitchley Falcons, Dr. Daru Falcons, and that wasn't for long though. And you check, but I kept getting hurt. So that's why I stopped playing. Because why I keep playing, every time I step on the field, I coming off with a sprained ankle. I just said it don't make any sense. So and I was also playing for SMA. But one of the best thing, I also did theater arts, drama. I'm doing acting. I'm actually with the La Coup des Arts, Dominique / All-in Bully Foundation. It had a play called Streak. And I was a character. My name is Steve.
Oh, you know what character were you? Because I was right up front. I know that guy. I'm looking at him. What character?
Yes. It's me, the man stings with a voice that rings and sometimes sings and stings you with the truth of all things that's happening here and about. So you can check it out and see what's happening to you today. And like they say, see what tomorrow.
I remember meeting him because I was home last year during that time when Streak was done. We actually made a presentation to
I remember. Yes.
So I remember him. So I wanted him to bring that up, and the fact that he was involved in theater and he did that part Streak. So continue on that journey, my dear boy. In terms of drama and theater, there's so much you can gain from that.
Okay.
Of course.
So, Dr. Shanon,
what about you, Shan?
Tell us about your growing up days. What sports you were involved in? Maybe your educational background. Move on to education and where we are now.
Dylan and Shervin might learn something they didn't know before.
Yes,
that's true.
According to my father, I used to like to play the fool. So I was not really a big athlete. I really liked football, but I did like football very much. I had a few skills, but my father, being a football player, having broke his leg twice, told me, don't go in those people thing, because when my leg breaks, they'll leave me with it. So I left that alone, and I started focusing more on academics and the mental sports and other things of culture. So I love chess. I grew up playing a lot of chess at SMA. Thereafter, after graduation, a lot of my activities were church-based, out of servers, youth groups, and then I started getting involved with the Venezuela Institute for Culture and Corporation's Quattro group. So I did that for some years under the guidance of Mr. Tyson Johnson. We did quite a few nice concerts. I also was into drama, big time, with Theatre Power. We did a few good plays like Dread Act, Madam Speaker, Man Does Lie, Woman Can Lie, and Hidden Treasures of Batty Beach. So I did a lot with Alex Bruno as well. I was also a reporter before I went to study. So a lot of news coverage. So my time was taken up by a lot of media work. So whatever event was needed to be covered, I was there with Chronicle along with Mapping 2K4. So I was part and parcel of a lot.
You dabbled in a lot.
I dabbled in quite a bit in my young days. In my younger days, I'm still young.
Oh yeah, that's true.
In my younger days. But sports was, actual competitive sports was never really my thing. I like playing cricket on the road, but didn't take it that far. Didn't take it further.
And you'll probably see later on in the discussion, some of the reasons why we were asking that, because you might probably find that being involved for young men. Being involved in activities might probably help in the mental health thing. So that's the direction we're going with it, in relation to that. Where did you do your studies though?
Cuba. I studied in Santiago de Cuba, the University of Dentistry in Santiago. That was the second highest accredited school in Cuba at the time. So that's where I did my studies. I was there for 6 years, from start to finish, from prep all the way up to graduation.
Wow. Prior to going to Cuba, did you do Spanish at school, or is when you went to Cuba you had to get into the Spanish language?
I was always strong in the languages at high school, so I had a basic understanding of Spanish. My father was also a Spanish teacher. I had no excuse to not know a little bit of it. But when getting to Cuba, I fell right into it.
Your mother studied in Cuba as well, right?
Yes, they both studied in Cuba. My both parents. Fun fact, since we sharing personal information, that's where I was born. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Okay,
my
so
parents got married. They met in Cuba. They got married in Cuba. Classic love story, They send people. They send you to study. You find your love and get married, and that's where I was born.
Wow.
Interesting, you see?
I went back.
So what connected the dots, man?
And you went back there.
We connected the dots to
Yes.
Wow.
So it felt like a second home when I stepped foot in Havana. I could feel a connection already.
Wow.
So
That's deep.
the Spanish just came back. I felt like I had been here before, and it was easy to learn Spanish through conversations. Most of the Spanish I know is from just speaking to people, and if I don't understand, I ask them to repeat. It was nerve-wracking at first, being on my own, wondering if I'll make it. But it didn't take that long for me to adjust.
But you come home for the holidays? At least not every holiday, obviously.
Thankfully, I was able to. My parents could send and get me to bring me home. I'm very grateful for that. So I could come home almost I think there was one summer I didn't come home. But I could come home for the holidays,
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah,
Nigel,
what was the experience like in Cuba, though? I know we're going to get into the mental health pretty soon, what you guys are doing. But what was the experience like for you in Cuba? Especially maybe other young men being there and other young people in general, not just men, but young people. What just overall the experience in Cuba?
We can connect the two topics, because it was a strain on the mental health for quite a bit. When I had just gotten to Cuba, 1 hour of Wi-Fi was $10 and that was an upgrade from what existed before. The students who were there before me could tell you that they didn't have Wi-Fi and mobile data, but now Cuba has progressed. So, but the first year it was difficult keeping in touch. I would have to go sit in a Wi-Fi park for about an hour or two, call home. The internet still wasn't even that perfect, that great, but call home, make touch base, and then go back to my room until maybe 2 days after, or 3 days, or the weekend after. So it was different. It was a culture shock. But I always believe that I'm a very resilient kind of guy. I always try to look for the positive in things. So even while there were tough times, we'd find a way to make it a happy space. We'd find a way to enjoy ourselves. I remember this friend of mine over the years, my friend in Bahamas, Levi. We ended up becoming party promoters in Cuba, just out of looking for something to do. And those who studied with us will remember. They probably would laugh, but Friday night, or we just call a group of people together, say, hey guys, meet us this place, and we'd have a good time until the next day, until the next morning, responsibly, of course. But Cuba was different. A lot of things I can See, I learned there, and I experienced differently from what I would have experienced anywhere else in the world, or even close in the Caribbean. Yeah, it wasn't all bad either. It wasn't all
but
bad.
was there any like situation that like forced you at that time to say, man, I don't know if I can stay there all that time? Because I'm looking at what's happening in Fifth Cuba, especially now in recent time, you know, and I'm just like tying it in to you studying there at that time, what is going on now, you know, and all of that.
Well, now presently, if I probably would have turned my back, I'd say, boy, I don't think I could stay there. How Cuba is now, the economic situation is not the best. Financial situation is not pretty at all. But you can make do. You know, if you can, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a Creole word. You can debrouiller yourself.
Yes, I.
and
Dylan and Shervin, we may not know this.
Dylan might not know.
Shervin, I'm not sure if you.
I know.
Okay,
Absolutely not.
If you're talented enough to figure things out as you go along, you can make it in Cuba. The only thing that really threw me off during my studies is when my father passed. I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to go back and leave my mom and sister alone, but they encouraged me, they pushed me, so I have to finish. And this was a year before finishing. COVID was still in full bloom. Things were difficult, at the time. So I know for certain it did take a toll on my mental health that year of 2020. It was really stressful for a lot of us. School
very
was online.
close-knit family, and four of you really tight, and then that happened.
And that happened. I'm just so interested in that. The day he passed, I had just finished doing some work for him in the dental chair here. He put his confidence in me to check out his teeth for him, and that's the last time I saw him. Right there. When he left, the afternoon, he said goodbye like normal, and that was it. So you can imagine at that time, I don't want to go back and study anymore. That was the biggest shock of my life, because he was fine already. But I went back, and through the support of family, friends who understood this situation, we made it through. Even while the economy was shifting at that time, that's when Cuba had taken a turn for, I won't say the worst, but that's when they started to go down that hill financially. It was right around that time when well, if you do your research, you can go back and find out what happened. But they switched up the economy. They settled with one currency and selling commodities in money that Cubans were not getting paid, and we had to go and find. There was a bunch of different things that you had to figure out. Form a line at 5 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Stand up in a line outside the store so that you can get in when it opens at 9 o'clock. So it was different. But I said, if you make up your mind, that's something that you have to. The mind is a powerful thing, by the way. If you make up your mind that this is something that you must do, it will get done without you even realizing. And that is what my last couple of years in Cuba taught me. That really and truly I can figure things out, so long as the mind is healthy enough to do so.
Interesting.
That's important as well. You need that support, and your mind have to be really on top of things. Yep. So that's how Cuba was for me. It was a big teacher. I didn't learn just dentistry. I came back with
life.
Yeah, it came back with a PhD in life as well.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like you can use those experiences now, with the program that you guys are doing and what's happening and talking to young men and being resilient and holding on strong and so on. So I'm sure you can lean upon those experiences and share it to them now,
Of course, which is something that's something I usually do. I'm not afraid to share my stories, because sometimes you never know who you could help. Somebody might be going through something similar. Like there was one time I spoke at SMA's graduation when I had just come back, and I shared that story about my father passing. And not knowing, there's a young boy going through the same situation. His father had just passed, I think it was a few months before graduation. And he started to cry during my speech, but I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. And he came up to me after, and both his mom and him said, "Thank you for sharing that." And it touched me because I was nervous about sharing that experience. It was something very personal, but it's okay. Might as well. People need to hear something that they can relate to. And that was the confirmation right there. The young man needed that confirmation to keep going forward. Because that was the theme, you know, resilience after during overcoming challenges. So I use that as my example of a challenge that I had to overcome. I'm not sure where he is now. If he's hearing me, I really hope that he is on the right path and he is still shining.
But you're in a much better space now, especially mentally, having gone through this.
Yeah, man. Boy, thank you. Years ago, like,
you see the brotherhood, right Nigel?
Right after he had passed, I was not in a proper space mentally, but over time, if I feel healthy, I feel happier, especially in the last couple of years.
Wonderful. And I know that whatever he taught you earlier on, you're carrying it through and sharing it with others. So that's the beautiful thing about it, you know. Yes.
Yeah, they can
Dylan, what about you now in terms of like early childhood in the US and some of the things that probably you've experienced before coming to Dominica?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. When I was in the US, I was just going with the wind. You know what I mean? So I had my Xbox there, and morning, noon, and night, Xbox alone I playing. I took life very easy, you can say. as a young man, I took life very easy. Just playing game until I moved a lot. And one thing about me, I moved a lot. I was living in the Bronx. I was born in the Bronx, and I was living there until I was 8. Then we moved to Pennsylvania, and then from Pennsylvania we moved to Albany. So one thing that did for me, I never really had the grand pleasure of growing up with one set of people, you know what I mean? And growing up and having those childhood friends and childhood memories with people you can just go out and so I never really had that per se. And also one thing, my parents are lovely parents, really can't ask for better. 10 out of 10. We'll get into them just now. But one thing, they worked. Okay, so we was living in Pennsylvania and my father worked in New York, and I believe my mother worked in New York as well. So they would, travel a lot, and I mean, I was good, like I said, I had my Xbox there. I didn't even know all that was happening, but but that is one thing. And now that I'm here in Dominica, I mean, it's kind of the same way. So I mean, I'm still feeling it, but it's a good thing. And then like I said, when I was in New York, I was a very troublesome guy. I'm not gonna. I mean, I've always been this type of person where I'm just calm. I'm not gonna do the most. You understand? If you don't trouble me, you're definitely not getting trouble from me. That's for sure. So very out of the way. But I definitely wasn't as mature as you can say.
I can tell. I can just imagine Dylan being up here. I mean, here in the States and just on his Xbox and block off everything away from everything else.
Shut the world down.
No worries at all. None. And that is how you have to go about it. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, life. One thing I always say, life is hard. Okay, life is hard. And life can give you worries in an instant. You can get stressed, you can get a problem just like that. So that's why you just need to take it one step at a time. Try not to think too hard. One thing we just really get ourselves into problem is when we overthink. And when you think about your problems. That's why I don't really like to say my problems out loud. Because when I say them out loud, and then I start to connect my problems as we connect in the dots. I connect my problems. Things start to get a whole lot more stressful for me, so that's why I just keep it inside.
But at the same time, it might empower somebody or people.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. What about you, though, Shervin?
Okay, Shervin.
Growing up, community life, and all of that, school.
Footballer.
Yes, so during my young days, I was a victim of bullying. I was bullied in primary school, so I faced a lot of hardship growing up as a young man. And it wasn't easy with the help of classmates who stood by me, and up till this day we are still connected. Though that they are in the States, but they still contact me and stuff. And
so you were bullied from a very young age.
Yeah, I was bullied. I was bullied from primary school to high school. And sometimes when your parents give you certain things to come to school, people will laugh at you and say, "Boy, where you go did that old thing, that old shoes, that old thing." So I always tell them that life is more valuable than materialistic things. My parents raised me with value, with true discipline, which is much better than this type of materialistic thing. And that is why so many children these days have no discipline, have no respect. But my parents really instilled that value in me as a young man.
Were there times at school, especially at the secondary school level, when you wanted to join probably certain groups, but because of the fact that you were bullied a lot of times that you could not join, so you had to stay on the sidelines and just watch people gravitate towards clubs and things like that, but not you because you were bullied?
Throughout my secondary school days, my teacher, who was my form level supervisor, literally pushed me to be part of these groups, because she used to stand up for me, because whenever students tend to try to make my life a living hell or try to make me upset or angry, she really was in my corner standing up for me. Mrs. Joseph and Miss Philena Wedham Shepherd. Yeah, she was my form 2 class teacher, and she really stood for me. And I must say that the teachers of both primary and secondary school, they really championed behind me, and my parents really work hand in hand with the teachers, which some parents don't do up till this day. My parents really played an integral role in my education, so it's like they so find out from the teacher what Shervin is doing, what Shervin need help with and stuff. So my parents really championed me. I could say thank you to Shervin Dominique and Shervin Dominique for really raising such a powerful young man. Yeah.
I shout out to the parents, to all your parents for that.
There's a lot happening Nigel, there's a lot happening on Facebook and YouTube, and
there's a lot.
There's a lot happening. I say about handsome and all of that, in terms of the game.
Yes, we were talking about the 3 handsome young men and cute faces, but I bypassed that comment because they didn't say that about me. So,
thank you.
Glenda Shillingford, good morning to you as well. Want to say bonjour to Ivo and Nigel. Alvin Thomas, great comments from Dr. Shanon, the PhD in life. I love that statement. Renick Thomas. Hold on, there's only SMA people that are on today. So, Doctor, your schooling was free being in Cuba born, yes, of course. Very grounded young man. Dr. Shanon, very grounded, continue being humble. Vado, good morning to you. Vado, at the Portersville Football Academy. Here's where I got to know Shervin. He played with my grandson Isaiah. He was very well on the football field. Muriel Stott says, Dylan, don't forget to mention that you are involved in child evangelism. So, we'll talk about that as well. By the way, Nigel, Dylan is a great actor. Did well in the last production of Strict. Yeah, he told us that. So continue doing that. Princess Niastasi, I think it is. Proud of you, Shervin. My past Maho primary school students always demonstrated leadership skills. David Hector says good morning to everybody, especially those in Soufriere. These people in Soufriere. Dorothy Registe says, great job, nephew. I'm listening to you from Maryland. So that's so Dylan, your aunt, I guess, is listening to you there. Alvin mentioned we papa this morning is SMA. I wouldn't say that again. Let's see. But there's a lot of conversation going on and a few questions as well. Very sure, Shervin, up to this day, your dad and my family are still close. That's from Mrs. P. I first saw Dylan in person at the theater Streak. He did absolutely well. Okay, so, and then of course on the YouTube there's another discussion going on as well. So we'll find out all those comments and things that's happening. Shervin's parents were very supportive of his education. So encouraging to hear from these role models today. All right. So Shervin, you mentioned something though in terms of, the materialistic side and young men and so on. So to all three of you, do you find that there is like a pressure on young men to live up to certain things or to have certain things, and if you don't have it, you feel like you're not, you're not there?
I think right now our young men are kind of distracted with the worldly pleasure, and I believe that our young men do not put the spiritual aspect of life at the forefront of them. That's why so many young men are on the streets, involved in illegal stuff. I believe that our young men should put more emphasis on faith and less on the worldly pleasures, because the worldly pleasure cannot give you everlasting life.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Dylan? Do you feel there's pressure on young men in the society to just have more and more?
Yeah, and I think there's a big misconception, that when you look at what somebody has, like you need to have it. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a sort of originality. Things like listen. I like the man on the bikes too. I like them. I listen. I sometimes I just be by the bike show and I check. Yeah, man, there's some deadly bikes. I mean, the man popping wheelies and the man getting on. Yeah, man, the man cool, but that's not gonna be me. You know what I mean? That doesn't have to be me. Yeah, I can well be in my Bugatti, my Lamborghini. You have to think big, and it's not just about bike. And that is one thing I'm glad I got into music. Big shout out to my teacher Ian Jackson, who put me in music, because when you're doing music, somebody told me when you're doing music, you never have money to buy drugs. You always have to. Maybe if you have a guitar, you're buying a guitar string. You might want to get a new snare head. You might want to get some drumstick. I'm telling you, an amp. You never have money to buy drugs, because it has so much music stuff you can get. Music is a beautiful thing to get into.
Have you dabbled in music as well, personally? Have you done music?
Oh, me, of course. I play the bass guitar. I'm the drummer in my church. Singing is coming very soon. Very
so you can build a tune for us then before you leave.
Wow.
Well,
yeah. We'll try something. For the moment. So Dylan and I have the same models. But Shannon, you're listening to all of this, and you two went through, your boyhood days, obviously.
Yes.
You're listening to Shervin talking about he was bullied and all of that. Now you all are part of a dynamic group that seeks to empower young men.
Yeah.
Put this in perspective for us from your standpoint.
All right. Well, as I mentioned earlier, we are an advocacy group. That's because we see the need to stand up for others who cannot, or don't know how to, or they don't even have an avenue to express themselves. So that's what Boys to Men really started off as, to be honest. Giving young men a space, young men first, young men a space to just exist, and feel normal and feel accepted. Then we thought, okay, we're not just young men, all men need help. So that's how you came up with the Boys to Men name, because there was no name to it before. It was just, okay, we're going to do a symposium, and then we started thinking of, well, how are we going to make this thing continue? And so the naming itself is part of the vision, where we take our boys and young men who they don't necessarily have to be causing trouble, but they may need some help to transition from boyhood to manhood. I myself, I need the help. I feel like I'm still transitioning sometimes. So that support is necessary. And we as a group, we have taken it upon ourselves to connect people with the necessary resources, connect young men to older men, hence the symposium, connect strugglers with real stories, which the symposium will also promote. So it's our responsibility. We've taken it upon ourselves as young men to help build back our nation, one young leader at a time, because men are designed to lead. Men are natural leaders. Even biblically, we know men have been called to head families and to head homes and to head certain institutions in life. And we need that back.
Yes.
We've seen our society degrade too much and too far away from our original principles, from what we know as good and right and just and fair, to quite a few things that we see and observe today.
Yeah.
I think it's time to take that back, to take back our country and build up, rebuild. It's time to rebuild. Our Honorable Prime Minister at the last election said it's time to rebuild. When we reshuffled our cabinet and so on. It's time to rebuild. It's time to rebuild before our young men at the fore. Audacity is at an all-time high where one young man can think somebody else's property is his.
Yeah.
No,
that's true.
Focus on your purpose, brother. Find your own vision and work towards that. A man with purpose and a man living his life with purpose has no time or energy to focus on what somebody else has. And that's something I also think has helped me over the years to find peace and to not be so mentally burdened. What is my purpose? Where am I going? Where did I come from?
Yeah.
And when I can link all these questions together and find answers for all of them, I know what it is I need, and I can feel confident that I'm not in competition with anybody.
Yeah.
The only person I feel like I compete with is the person I was the day before. Even in my work, strangely enough, I had a patient yesterday who had to redo a fill-in for, and redoing the fill, I did it better than how it was. Very pretty, very tidy. And I'm chuckling to myself internally. I'm saying, but I did this better than how I did it the first time.
That is true.
And then I went into a deep dive of thoughts, bringing me to the statement I just made. You always have to compete with the person you were before, so that you keep getting better.
Correct.
That's the only person you should ever compete with. And if you have to compare yourself to anybody or anything, compare yourself to God, to the Supreme Leader, and figure out if your heart is in line with that and how you can become better as a person.
That's correct.
But young men, we need to realign ourselves, to find some alignment and get back on track. Because where we're going is, I don't think it's a good road. Where we, that path that we were going down, or we have been going down over the past decade, it's time to deviate and get back on track. And we need the help of everybody. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and I'll shout out all moms and remind you that your road is important. It's just as important as anybody else is in your son's life. Fathers, be there for your boys. Be there for your children. Sometimes just presence. The fact that the child knows that daddy or mommy is present is a big difference. I've had friends who've gone through things where they haven't got good relationship with their parents. Their parents were never home, and you can see how it impacted them. They were forced to grow up too quickly, end up on the streets, or end up doing things that they're not supposed to be doing, all because the parent wasn't at home. And you hear the reasoning, you grow up and you hear the reasoning from boys as young as 14, 15, 16 years old. Oh, well, my mother not home, I can do what I want. These are facts, and these things do happen. So we need to know what our rules are, and we need to get our boys back in alignment with their purpose. So that's where we are going with Boys to Men organization.
Nice. That's deep. Yeah. And there's a symposium coming up.
There's a symposium next Saturday, God spare. At the Dominica at 5 p.m. at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Is free of charge.
Auditorium.
Free food.
Yeah, at the auditorium.
At the auditorium.
That big, pretty building towards the back end of the hospital, on the hospital compound. We'd like to say thank you very much to the chairman and the board of DDH for allowing us to use this space. They recognize the importance of the activity, and we asked them for help with using the space.
Yeah.
The answer was immediate. Yeah man, come. I was trying to mimic the chairman's voice. Dr. Taro, good morning. He said, yeah man, come. That's no problem at all.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of support we're looking for. That's the kind of support we need as young men. That's the kind of support young men need. If a young man today, any man, any gentleman trying to make some progress, do something positive, he needs to hear a yeah man, come, let's do it.
Yes, correct.
Yes, your very presence here teaches about your resolve, all three of you, to make this happen, and I'm very proud about this. I can remember receiving a note with a Dylan Registe written on and a number, and I said, well, let me call him. And when I realized that the symposium is next week, I said, well, why not bring them on today? As I said at the start of the program, normally we have someone coming in to serenade mothers, but I said this too is very important. Very, very important.
And thank you.
So I really have to applaud the initiative of you and the others assisting in that regard as well. I think this is a very, very, very good endeavor that you all have undertaken.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the
support. So at that symposium, what can we look forward to? So what you say? What date is it again?
Next Saturday.
The 16th.
Next Saturday from 5 o'clock at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital Auditorium. All right. What can we expect at that symposium?
Well, what can you expect at the symposium next Saturday? We are having 3 dynamic speakers who is going to be touching different topics, who is going to be speaking to the young boys and men in the auditorium. And this kind of testament going to be transforming life, because our young men need that motivation, they need that support, they need that guidance, especially in Dominica. And I'm happy that we putting on the 2nd annual Boys to Men organization.
Symposium. What time is that symposium?
We start at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Okay, interesting.
And to correct Shervin on a
and
point.
You said you have 3 dynamics. Yes, Dylan.
Oh, to correct Shervin on a point, you said it was young, but it's young and old. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you invite all men.
Yes, the young and the old.
Any young girl or any woman or young woman helping out you in this, or just men? I know women are all over, so I have to ask that.
Well, of course.
You have assistance from women as well.
Yes, last time women came.
Yeah, of course, women come. This is for example, Miss Vanessa Bruno of Vibes Radio. She was very supportive of our initiative, and when we first did our first symposium, there were women as well who came and said, listen, I love this idea, and for more support, and it was great.
Correct.
The women are invited too,
Yes,
we can't exist in isolation.
Yes,
we like to focus on the men. So ladies, bring your husbands, bring your boyfriends,
that is
your
true.
fathers.
Remember, it's not a place of judgment. It's not a place to get a little drama so you can go out to your home and you pound a beef with your lady friend. This is a place of healing. The title of it, breaking the silence. Breaking the silence. Awareness, action, and healing. There is no gossip in that.
No.
There is no gossip in that. This is a place where men and boys
express
themselves openly and freely, and change their life for the better.
Correct.
I love that. Who are you able to tell us who 1 or 2 of the speakers are going to be, or is it a surprise?
Yes, we can tell you who they are.
Okay.
I can tell you from my parish, we have Mr. Ursa Matthew, who is the Chief Cultural Officer.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, and I know Urson has a story to tell, and the fact that he's been able to, to get to that point, involving music and still being able to cultural, Chief Cultural Officer and everything else. So that's a powerful testament right there. Testimony that he can give.
Oh yes, play the keyboard.
So definitely look forward to Urson being on that.
Yes.
Yeah, we also have Mr. Lester Guy, well known for mental health advocacy, and Mr. Naya Winston of the Dominica Prison Services. So those are
three good presenters you guys have.
We
had Lester on the program last week. Lester's doing so much for people in general in terms of the whole, social and psycho, stuff that they're going through. So three great presenters. How are you going about in terms of getting people to attend the events? Especially the young men. Are you going on the blocks and saying, "Hey guys, we have this thing happening, come up there"? Well, how are you approaching young men?
We should, I think we should do that as well.
But
we should.
Right now we're trying to advertise. We have our flyer. We have an advertisement, a video advertisement as well that we're trying to promote and send around and invite. We're pretty new to this. I'm pretty new to this. As the president, I'm pretty new to this. But a great idea that was shared to me is when we can get the contacts of other registered youth groups. And then we can invite them, ask them to bring in 2, 3, 4 people, invite them to. So that is definitely something we're gonna try for next time. I'm still gonna reach out to whoever I can so that they can come. But I'm also this is a personal invitation to everybody that's listening. May 16th, that's next week Saturday at the hospital.
Dominica China Friendship
Hospital Auditorium.
That's a mouthful.
That's a long name. But it's at the auditorium. And at 5 o'clock there's gonna be free food, free drinks. We are catering for you. So please make your way. It's going to be a great time. We're actually going to have a performance by the SMA Steel Pan Club. Yeah, orchestra.
SMA again. Yes,
well, you said something about SMA. You said something about SMA.
I love SMA, man, and I just know SMA has so much talent. So I want to use the fellas. Like when I look at schools like Convent, Convent doing things. You check. I just know SMA can do that. So I'm just trying to use the fellas, and I was a part of the Steel Pan Club myself, so it's great to have them.
Yes. But we also express invitation to the high schoolers as well, the high school men, because we know that some of our young men or teenagers as well also face challenges in their life, and this is a great avenue for them, and they will be transformed.
Definitely. There are a lot of
so very quickly, there are a few questions and comments that was coming through here.
By the way, Daniel, let's take a pin there. By the way, Dr. Shannon, you can still stay, or you have to leave now? Okay, so Dr. Shannon have to leave. Let's just ensure that. So let's his closing remarks quickly. Let's get his closing remarks quickly, and then yes, Dr. Shannon, your closing remarks, so we can allow you to leave.
Just word of encouragement to everyone listening to come out next week, please. The last symposium was deep. It was touching. We had some good panelists, and the men present left with something that they didn't expect. They left with a connection and the feeling of safety, knowing that they should open up and speak. So that's what the symposium does. So I'm extending the invitation to all men, or to everybody, but especially men, to come out, hear what our speakers have to say, listen to the testimonials of selected men around the country. They come and give their own stories, and just come and be part of the discussion. Is not somebody coming to just speak to you. It's very interactive. Let us hear from you. Let's discuss. Let's find solutions to the things affecting our men today. We know life is not easy. According to Dylan, life is hard. Not sure what an 18, 19-year-old knows about hard life. But I shouldn't say that, because some people do have hard lives in the first 2
Some people, that's all they know.
Of their existence. They grew up on and surviving. So a lot of people do know that, and that is their existence, and that's their reality. So yes, life has its challenges, but we don't have to do life alone. Life was never meant to be lived alone.
That's correct.
We were not created in isolation. Even when in the creation story, for those who for those who believe, God created man, and he had to create a partner for man. So even in our own innateness, we were never designed to be alone. So we should not have to deal with our problems and issues alone. And that's what our symposium is about. That's what Boys to Men organization is about. We'll help each other to transition from boyhood to manhood. Doesn't matter the age, because there are 45-year-old and 50-year-old boys as well. Not that they're not manly, but they are unhealed parts of their childhood that have never been dealt with or touched. Right? It doesn't have to be difficult, but it also does not have to be in isolation. So let's start working together and changing the conversation towards healing and protection of our men and rebuilding our society. I'd like to just extend quickly Happy Mother's Day to all moms listening to me, especially to my mother. I believe she's listening. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Dr.Shanon John. And
you all are very tight, eh? Very tight.
Yes. We are. The family is close-knit, as you said. So, usually you always see us together. There's not much time that passes where my family stays apart from each other. Even online, we stay very connected. So happy Mother's Day, Mom. Happy Mother's Day to my grandmother, Granny. Happy Mother's Day to my aunts and all my family members. My siblings not yet a mother. I don't know what she's waiting on. But happy Mother's Day in advance. I guess hold it for the next how many years, whatever she decides.
Former Queen of Dominica, Dominica Queen, Carnival Queen.
Yes. Dominica Marisol. So good morning to her. Good morning to the mother of my own daughter as well. Just saying happy mothers to everybody and have a blessed weekend.
Thank you.
I would have loved to stay with the gentleman.
Yes, next time we'll call you on to talk about other things pertaining probably to dental, healthcare and all of that.
I'd be happy to be of assistance.
Yes, definitely.
Whenever you call, I'll be here. No stranger.
Yes, but thank you for taking off time, your busy schedule to spend all that time with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate the connection. We appreciate the connection and being here, man. And continued blessings on all what you do.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
it's nice. Yes, nice to have you share that. And being here this morning, you were able to say Happy Mother's Day in an even more special way to all those special in your life, because everybody here you're saying it.
All right.
So good to know that. All right, take you on the road, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Yes.
All right, but of course we're still here with Dylan and Shervin that's going to tell us more about the symposium and other things that's happening. Did I lose them, by the way? I know I'm talking, but I hope
we are there.
I'm here. Okay, all right. No worries about that. Yes, because our technician have me alone on the screen talking. So I was like, I hope everybody can see them still. So, at the symposium, guys, you had the first one.
Correct.
And this is the second one that's coming up. What, is there anything that you've learned from the first one that you're going to try and implement in this one? And anything different from the first one?
Oh, yeah. Well, when we did our first symposium, one thing, listen, it wasn't too difficult. It was very simple. But so we kind of just did it. We came together in June, and I believe July was the symposium, right? But one thing we were really trying to do better this time was advertising. Even as I'm doing this symposium now, I'm still learning about how to go and do things like sponsorship, and reaching out to the various members of the private sector. These things. This is all kind of new, and this symposium is actually in partnership with the Leo Club of Dominica. So that is definitely something that we're trying different, and going forward, I think it's gonna be very exciting.
So apart from that that collaboration with the Leo Club, you have no sponsors, you?
Well, okay.
Or you have people helping you. I mean, you don't have to name, but I just want to get a sense of if there are people supporting you in that on that initiative.
Yes, well, we have Vibes Radio. There is somebody there helping us to run the advertisements. I think Shervin had somebody
from the US. So someone from the US is literally covering the live coverage of the Symposium, which is happening next Saturday, and it will be online as well for those of you who would like to see it. It will be online.
Yeah, because someone was just asking that question whether it's going to be streamed and
it will be streamed.
How can they get what is there?
Emo News.
Oh, okay, so through Emo News you can get all right, and that's at 5 o'clock next week. Wonderful. Look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right. Okay.
Well, what is go ahead, Nigel.
Go ahead. No,
just asking, what is the response like thus far? Whilst you have not publicized the event as much as you would like to, of course, it's on Facebook and all of that, right? You have a flyer on Facebook.
Yes, we do.
But what is the response thus far, though? Are you hearing from young men that they're interested, or getting the vibes that there are young people that will come to this activity?
Well, from my end, I have been pushing it on my end, so I have been getting a few responses from men who is really interested in attending, because they have been meeting me on the street and they was like, Shervin, when are we doing this next men's symposium? Okay. I told them it is in the pipeline. So yeah, you have it now. Okay. It's happening next Saturday at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital at 5 p.m. Don't miss it.
Free of charge.
I know we have the Boy Scouts and we have other groups as well.
Yes, we do.
That's interesting. Yes, Nigel.
No. I was just going to ask them in terms of reaching the young men and what you're trying to do, and encourage young men to get back on the right path and so on. Any plans that you may have of actually going to talk to the young men directly, whether it's through groups or whether it's on the streets or whether it's in the schools, or what are the plans do you have as Boys to Men in terms of getting your message to them?
Well, when it came down to I think you might have asked two questions. Anyways, for going to directly and talking to the young men, we have gone to some schools in particular and invited them to come. I invited the young men to come. Still, like I'm saying, that is also something which needs to be improved on when it comes down to getting out there and reaching, maybe going to schools assemblies and expressing and inviting people. All that is thing that we need to improve on, and will be improved on. That's why I say it's gonna be exciting when we really do establish and we have the ideas. And I sometimes I think about this group, and it's good to have a vision. It's good to have a vision. It's good to have an idea. And I think one of us was saying it earlier. It'd be good for it to be a group where men and young men can interact. You know what I mean?
Yes.
A place where the aged can shed their wisdom to the young men, and the young men can give their ideas. And that is where that's why I love church life. I am a Christian. I go to Goodwill Gospel Mission Church, and it is so good because the young people have ideas, but the problem with young people alone is that they're very ambitious. You understand? So sometimes they might jump over the bridge, but then that is where the old people come in. They come to say, look, I know you want to do it like this, but it's not going to work. Or they tell them there's a system in place, there's a procedure, and you can't do it like this, so you have to do it a certain way.
Also, to add on what Dylan is saying, I believe that we as young men, sometimes we approach certain people, but sometimes some people can be a bit judgmental, and we live in a judgmental kind of society. But I believe that we should support another young man. We shouldn't shy away another young man, because too many times we gossip so many times. We tend to make people life a living hell. But you as a mature young person, instead of gossiping about that person, you should be the better person to speak to that young man, tell the young man that whatever he's doing wrong, or correct him in a proper manner, not in a kind of his kind of way, making the person's life more stressful. Like, I believe that sometimes we don't know how to speak to people sometime in life, and that is something that I really seen in Dominica, that we do not speak to people properly. We do not be sympathetic to other people. So that is something that I really grew up from a little boy age. So growing up as a little boy, I had that kind of that kindness in me. I'll bring things for people in school that do not have. I am not that selfish kind of person. So sometimes I'll come to school and I see a student come to school without no snack, who have nothing to eat, and I'll be like, I will share my snack with you, because I believe in sharing, because I am not a greedy person. I love to give, I love to help people. People know me as a person that will not hesitate to help them. So if you ask me for help, I will not tell you no, because that's the kind of person I am. I'm a very helpful person. I like to be engaged. And also, people like Miss Dublin in my community in Maho. Mrs. Dublin and my parents is very tight. They had that collaboration together. I was part of the drama group in Maho. I did a play in Dominica and in St. Lucia at the St. Joseph Convent in St. Lucia. I love acting. I love...
Dylan, you're learning a lot, man.
Yes.
You see these guys every day. And you check in, you know them?
Yeah, so this acting group was held by a lawyer in my area who is Mrs. Ivinia Benjamin, and Ivinia Benjamin, who hosted this drama group. It was the Maho Theatre Group.
Okay.
And the name of the play was Ebenezer Scrooge. So we did that play in Dominica and St. Lucia. Okay. So I was very involved in the community.
Right. That's good. Yeah. So you're listening to Connecting the Dots. We have Dylan Registe on with us, and we also have Shervin Dominique. Earlier on, we had Dr.Shanon John. And there's a big symposium coming up next weekend. On the 16th, we say, on the 15th?
On the 16th. Don't confuse the day.
Okay, on the 16th. Okay, and that's at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital Auditorium.
Yes.
5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I think we just have to applaud the initiative of these young men to start this. Yes, Nigel. I'm happy that they are.
Definitely, we have to applaud them for this and what they're doing. I mean, both of you mentioned church quite a bit. How important do you see the spiritual aspect as it relates to young men?
Well, let me tell you, listen, I like to analyze things. You know what I mean? I like to see things for how they are, how they could be, what they were in the past. And when it comes down to church life, in a spiritual aspect, listen, there's just so much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be gained.
Yeah.
Listen, as a man, you want to be able to look over the battlefield and kind of look at the enemy's strategy, and you want to make counterattacks, and these are things that you can do with the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding when you go and learn about the Bible, and you learn about God and God's characteristics, and it's just the moral principles. You can never go wrong. Wow. You can never go wrong. Never go wrong. And I think that's where we are very lost these days, and it's the type of music that we're advertising is not helping at all.
Yeah, it's not healthy at all.
Not helping at all. No. And I do know a gospel bouillon artist. Bouillon has lyrics. That's one thing I've learned. Bouillon has lyrics from WCK and Ra Emperor
and Signal Ban as well.
Yeah, Signal. Yeah, you can see. And it has lyrics, but not kind of the lyrics that the lyrics they're advertising now is very destructive to the mindset when it comes down to that spiritual aspect. You know what I mean? So, but church life, spiritual life, I mean, you can never go wrong when you know Jesus Christ. There, you can never go wrong.
This is deep. The young man is saying this with his deep, resonant voice. Wow.
Yes. I think Ivona says she's going to contact you to do some radio thing because you have a voice that can be utilized for radio as well.
I've gotten that a couple of times.
You've gotten that a lot.
Put me on.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's refreshing when you can hear a young person like yourself talk about the importance of spirituality and the importance of God and the love for Jesus and everything else. I mean, it's nice when you can share that openly. Do you find that young people, both men and women, are not given the opportunity, or are scared, or might be bullied, or afraid of sharing their faith?
I believe that in Dominica, our young people do not take their faith life seriously. I believe that we go to church every Sunday, both Dylan and I'm sure that if you see the number of young people in church, it will be a small percentage. Whereas if you go to church, you see a lot more older people in the church. And I believe that in Dominica, our parents are not really pushing their children to go to church, and that is something that is very disturbing and it's very alarming in Dominica as well. We do not see young people go to church. We only see young people come to church when they are lying down in a casket, ready to get buried in the ground. I believe that growing up as a young man, I must attend church on a Sunday. I could go from football academy to Sunday, I have to get up to go to church. So my parents raised up that Christianity value in me. I'm a Catholic, and I go to church every Sunday. I'm the youth leader there, and the head altar server. So my spirituality aspect of life, it's very, very, very deep.
Yeah, and when it comes down to young people taking church life serious, I mean, there are levels to it. You know what I mean? There are levels to it. Sometimes when I see people on the road, I tell them, make sure you go to church on Sunday, right? Make sure, because sometimes when it comes down to being a Christian and trying to save souls, just them being there is very important. So that's why some people, I encourage them to be in church, but then other people, I'll tell them, well, why don't you go and sing? Why don't you go and try and partake in ministry? Because that is how you get a serious church life, by actively contributing to the kingdom of heaven. That is how you start to take church life serious. Now, there are going to be young people who are going to be in these things like altar serving and thing, and they might not take it serious, but at the end of the day, it's about relationship. You have to know why you're doing what you're doing. You're not just an altar server, or you're not just in the choir, or you're not just in the band because somebody's telling you to, because this is an obligation, because you're responsible. You're doing it for the growth of the kingdom of heaven. I like to say kingdom of heaven. It sounds more serious, you know. Sometimes I'm not gonna. You're doing it for God, you know. You're doing it for the God. You're doing it for God, but you're doing it for the kingdom of heaven, the growth of the kingdom.
Because it's just so. Sorry, Dylan, but sometimes even in the morning before I go to school, my parents will literally wake me up to attend morning mass before I attend school in the morning. I'm not sure if parents do that now, but my parents will literally wake me up in the morning, go to mass, and then from mass straight to school. So that's the kind of principle that I was raised with. I wasn't pushed to go to church. Church is something that I really, really love. I have that personal encounter with Christ, because without Christ we are nothing. And that is why a lot of our young people are facing so many challenges in their life. They do not put God at the center of everything that they do. They put the worldly thing in the center of their life. The worldly thing cannot give you everlasting life. You have to have that personal encounter with Christ, because without Christ we are nothing.
Wow, Nigel, we get a lot more than we bargained for. And I really like that.
Dylan, are you part of the choir at church as well?
Me, I am a church drummer. I am the drummer.
You don't sing at all?
Well, I can't sing. I just tell them to give me a mic on the drum, you know.
Let me give you a mic. Just have the mic right there. Sing.
I just tell them
if I was to ask you to sing us at least a verse of a song, maybe a song that you really like, maybe a song that empowers you. What song would you choose if you were to sing us a verse and a chorus?
Okay.
And get ready as well, Shervin.
Yes, sure.
So you could sing us something as well.
Sure.
At least serenade the mothers, man. It doesn't matter the song.
Right.
As long as the lyrics is clean, we're there.
Yeah. One song that I do love, and I was at poetry event we was reading in Jungle Bay.
And that was last week?
Yes, that was last week.
I missed this one.
And Niall Grove, he was there. Wonderful singer. Unfortunately, I cannot hit those type of high notes that he's hitting there. But he did sing the song that I love. It's called I Am Not Afraid by Etana. And it goes a little something like... Hold on, let me tune my voice.
Yeah, man. Of course.
Okay.
Do your thing.
Right, it goes a little bit like, but I'm not afraid. I can bring it a little deep. No, I'm not afraid. But I'm not afraid. If them a come, let them come, 'cause I'm protected by the Most High One.
Wow.
And I'm not afraid.
Amen.
Wow.
That resonance in that voice.
Yes.
Whoa.
You guys have to give me a job here.
I like his style. I like that. I am not afraid.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I am.
Go ahead, Shervin.
You're beautiful like diamonds in the sky, so shine bright, dear mothers. You're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Continue to inspire us and help our young men. Mothers, you are beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Beautiful like mothers in Dominica.
Wow.
Yes.
Nigel, I love this. I love this.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Wonderful from our young men, man. You appreciate that, Dylan and Shervin. Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, how do you hope to continue to have this group, you know, continue to share the message and grow and everything else?
Like I'm saying, as the president, I just look. I like to look and observe, and I like to see what can be done. You know what I mean? And one of the beautiful thing that I love hearing the ideas of people, because this is really just amazing. Somebody recommended to me saying that we should have registered counselors for the group. You know, so if somebody comes and they want to get counseling, my father is actually a mental health counselor as well, and you know, to have those registered counselors, those people on deck, and then also to have, like I said earlier, it would be good if it wasn't. Right now, it's just the six of us. If 6 of us and we're a committee, but it would be so much better if there was men and boys. And we would go out on hikes. We would go out and play dominoes. We can even have a domino competition from us. You know.
Let me stop you right here. I think you need to link up with Nigel Francis. Seriously, Nigel can help something work for you.
Wow.
Nigel with Miguel Murphy and Alvin Thomas. They all went to the SMA.
Yeah.
What? No, man.
Yes.
But anyway, no. Link up with Nigel Francis. At least he can give you all some of the ideas in terms of how you can, spread your wings in this.
Right.
Correct.
And there's a lot. Yeah.
Right. And right now, I'm actually going up for the National Youth Council of
as
Dominica.
Vice President.
The first vice president. I'm the only nominee. So I think in the way I have some good things going for us. But to just be there and to be in that position, I think it's gonna help a lot. Help me a lot to learn and to observe the system around me. And that we can grow. And I like I said, I'm excited. You guys should be. Everybody should be excited. There's gonna be some good things that are gonna happen here. And as you say, be able to network and meet and talk to people like yourselves. Nigel Francis. I'm hearing a lot of good things about you from Arosia, and I'd love to meet up and talk to you guys, and it would be a great experience. Like I said, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Nigel, I'm looking at the comments. I'm looking at the remarks on the Facebook page. Muriel Stewart is saying, Ivone's collecting the dots is becoming a distraction for me in a good way. I just can't resist for the past Saturdays. Now, she too, she, especially her last son, he was at the SMA before. I think he went to another school and then he migrated. He's in the US now, but he too has done so much, especially with music. And it's always good to get, the young men in particular, just to share ideas, just to tell us, what they're involved in. And I really enjoyed today. We have not ended there. I'm just saying this even before we end the program, that I really moved by this.
And I mean, even like you mentioned, the comments that's coming through and some of the suggestions and ideas on the YouTube channel as well. Yeah. This person wants to say this young man, genuine, promising young men for Dominica. They have a good heart. I hope they can continue on that journey. These young guys, what a gem for the future. Well, this person says, I thought at one point my altar server was going to become a priest. I guess they're talking about Shervin. Very educated young man. I love the energy. And then this other person here, Skyja, says, why are so many musicians involved in drug use? Because they say it releases their creative abilities.
I don't know about
do you have any thoughts on that?
No, this is
what they ask.
Listen, okay. So I know there are some very infamous musicians who have taken drugs and it has sparked their creativity, but let me tell you, I don't think listen, you can always take something in life and look at it from a good or a bad perspective. Yes. Some people like to say, you go to church, these people at the church, they taking people money. They taking the money, they laundering the money, and they don't do nothing when they church. They using it, and I see the pastor buy a new house there. How he get them? What you can't just say that. You can't. You go to church. You have to have faith that these people are taking the money and they're using it toward the growth of the church and the evangelism. So you can always look at things from two perspectives. But one thing that I can tell you, there have been a lot of people, and myself included, who get involved into music. You get involved in playing an instrument. You're passionate about it. You're growing. You're starting to join clubs. That's one thing I would love to do for if I would become the first vice president of the National Youth Council. One thing I'd advocate for is a band where people can come together and they can play, young people who want to be musicians and things. Because when you get that passion for it and you start to put it into practical use, and you're so excited about it, that's the only thing you can think about. You're up at night, you might just get up 12 o'clock in the morning and just start practicing. I've done it before, that's what I'm saying. And that taking drugs is the last thing on your mind. Exactly. You know what I mean? That's why I say it's good. And I think there sometimes we in Dominica, well, in people in general, but we like to have a type of mindset where we look at the bad before the good. And that's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair to people. That's not fair to us. That's not fair to what we're looking at. Let's look at something for what it is, really and truly.
All right. Nigel, the producer, is saying, let's make this happen. So you all will meet in chambers and see how you can.
Yes. Yeah. Well. Once the producer says that, he has already called Miguel.
I know that.
Also. So therefore, Dylan and Shervin, it appears that you will have a connection very soon from us as to how we can continue to help this movement grow.
Yes. Also, Nigel,
that's what Connecting the Dots does. Yes,
I wanted to say something. Also, how the Boys to Men organization came about is like, one day I sat on my bed, right? And sometimes you brainstorming different ideas, and they always say, when you see you brainstorming something that is very positive, just go forward with it. It doesn't matter how challenges you may face, just go forward and just contact somebody who will be there to be on that team. And it's like, I was watching Dominica and I seen so many young boys are on drugs, so many young boys are losing their head, so many young boys trying to end their life. And it's like, I say to myself, we need to do something. I contacted Dylan. I was like, Dylan, we need to do something in Dominica, because I check like every day when I turn on my phone, I see a young man hang himself or a young man that do that to himself. I was like, what? No, we need to put down our foot as young men to really stand up for our young men of Dominica, because it's very alarming, and a lot of young men go through life in silent battles, but they do not speak to somebody about their issues. So it's like they suffer in silence. But it's always good to reach out to people. You do not just suffer in silence. Help is always there for you.
Definitely.
The Bible said that, ask and you shall receive, but help is always there. It will always be open for you.
I'm reading a comment from Dorothy Registe, and she's saying create various groups of individuals who are struggling with various mental health issues to share their experiences with each other, and that will help them to interact with each other and learn, support and encourage one another. So that's another good idea there coming from the Facebook page. Nigel, a lot of comments.
A lot of comments have been going through on that, and generally wishing you guys all the best, but also suggesting things that can be done, and encouragement and all the rest of it. I mean, oftentimes we talk about young people, and as Dylan had mentioned, we talk about young people and the negative, and all the things that they're doing wrong. But it's always good when we can have, two young men like you and Dr. John was there earlier, and others sharing positive vibes.
As Glenn the Shillingford Peter says, two promising young men.
I believe that is what we should do more in Dominica. Promote the positive instead of promoting the negative, because the positive is better in life. Because as soon as somebody do something bad, we share it so fast. But whereas if somebody doing something positive, it not being shared at that quick pace, such as the negative. So if we can share the negative so fast, why not share the positive faster?
And I don't think we should stay constricted to this. I like to say, listen, people see the state of Dominica and they like to say, boy, the thing is worse than Dominica. I always like to say Dominica is going to change. I like to say things are going to change, and that's because I am a person who I know I can make a change. I know what I mean. Ever since I was in SMA, and that is just my personality. And ever since I was in SMA, I just know. When it comes down to change, I remember I went up for student council, and my team name. Well, it was only two of us. It was only me. I didn't really have a team, but the name was Better Tomorrow. Better Tomorrow, because I know I can make a change, and I want me to be a testament to all the young people out there. If I have to leave a message, I want to leave it like that. You can make a change. You're young. Listen, you're gonna see somebody who's 20 years older than you, and they wish they were your age, because they know they would have had a more impactful change. They would have meant that if they started at your age. Well, when you reach their age, I mean, you're gonna be a millionaire by default. If you want money, not to say what you're doing might make you all the money in the world. You know what I mean? But you're gonna get some opportunities, some doors are gonna open that you would have just never expected.
Even one time I was walking through town, and then this lady ran up to me and she was like, "Shervin, my grandson is looking up to you in every aspect of life. He always watching you on the television. He always looking at you." So I was like, "What?" I was kind of shivered. I was like, "What?"
Yes.
Nigel, I'm looking at the comments. Vado is saying, hear his voice, iPhones. I don't know why is that comments I chose it. Maybe I want another song, man, or something. So finger something, guys, before we leave.
Yes,
finger something.
Something they will end with for us. Yes.
But there are a lot of comments.
To both Dylan and Shervin, now that you've put yourself out there, Dylan, and you are being seen as a young man to look up to and to ask and to share and so on, do you feel any pressure now that you have to?
Me? Pressure. Like I said, this is just my personality. You're gonna catch me, and when you get to know me, it's just I'm just a positive guy in general. This is just my personality. So pressure, I mean, this is what I'm doing. I thank God that I had those type of role models, you can say. My father, listen, the early memories of my father, it's just him being there. You know what I mean? Just knowing that he's there, and he's a great father now. I mean, he's very energetic, probably has more energy than me, and very cool, very relaxed. He's a friend. And my mother, she takes care of the elderly, and she's very loving, and just having those type of parents, and they never really forced me to do anything, but but just having that type of loving and parent, I have this personality where, I mean, this is just me. You know,
name your parents. Name your parents. I know Shervin named his parents.
Yes. Yeah, right. My mother is Michelle Registe, and my father is Dr. Leroy Registe, Dr. Edmund Leroy Registe. He teaches security guards in Bellevue. He has a security guard training school, and he's also trying to make a security guard school where he trains his own security guards. And he has a mental health counseling office in Pichle. You know, so he's great. Also, he's a pastor. He's also a pastor. You know, if you want somebody to preach, I mean, just hit me up, man. this guy's good. This guy's good. You know, when I look at them in the stadium, and when I look at him, I say, well, that should be him, man. You know, he has energy. You know, he's one of those preachers that just move around. You know, he's great, man. He's great.
Magdalene Bontif Honoré saying, I'm so impressed, promising these young men for giving hope to our young men. So a lot of commendation to you.
A lot of commendations. You know, I mean, Enzo Irish, good morning to you.
Oh, yes, he
not
was
very
part
often.
of it as well, yes.
Yes, not very often one meets young men with tremendous vision. Kudos to you both. You know, so I mean, lots of positive vibes coming through. Mental health, you know, as we kind of wind up the program, mental health is something that's very important, I know. And Shervin, you mentioned every time you turn on your phone and you see something has happened to a young man, you know, has mentioned the positive things. I mean, what do you want to tell, what do you want to share with young men right now? And not just young men, young people in general, because we have young ladies who are going through stuff as well. What would you like to share with them as two young guys, you know, to help them whatever they might be going through, coming from a young person?
Coming from a young person perspective, any young person who is listening to my voice via DBS radio, never stop believing in yourself. No matter how hard life gets, keep pushing forward with faith, determination, and purpose. Your current situation is not your final destination. Stay away from negativity, respect yourself, respect others, and continue working towards your dream. Every setback is a lesson, not a defeat. Always remember, greatness takes time. Keep God first, stay focused, and never let anyone tell you that you cannot succeed. The future belongs to those who are willing to work for it. Big love and blessing to all the young people of Dominica as you are tuning to DBS Radio. Keep shining and keep striving for better. That is my final word to you.
Right, and what I'd have to say, you know, as a young person, young people, you can make a change. If you want something to be different, you can be the difference. And if you need somebody to talk to about making a change, you can talk to me. But don't be different. You know, be different, be unique, have your own personality. Don't always necessarily feel like you have to go and do something with somebody, but don't feel like you have to go to that jam, that have to go to that fair. You're different. Correct. Be unique, embrace your uniqueness. That's what makes us as a people. Now, when you're going to do your thing, make a change. Be positive. Don't be negative to yourself, and try and pick up a healthy hobby. What I was telling somebody the other day is, when you have a hobby like music, me playing bass, it has taught me that you can't go too fast. You know, your fingers can't go too fast. You have to build that fastness over time with practice and things. So having that gave me patience with myself. Before, I used to get very, very quick, very fast when I didn't get something right away. But now I've learned, and it's given me patience. So pick up a healthy hobby. You like to crochet, you like to, you know, beat on a drum, you like to do something. Pick up a healthy hobby
and don't give up.
Don't give up. Do what you have to do.
Look at me. I'm a perfect example of not giving up in life. I never give up. I always like to push forward. Every challenges, every obstacle that come my way, I keep on persevering, because in life, future is not your ending destination.
All right. You want to sing a song for us before you leave?
Sure.
Something that you two can, you know, can sing on.
Okay.
That deep baritone voice and the other voice.
Okay, what you have, man?
Gospel? You want to sing a gospel?
Okay, what you have?
You are a chosen generation.
I like the collaboration there. Why is the collaborating?
Yes, Nigel. That's interesting.
Yes.
We are
to all
a chosen
to all the wonderful mothers out there again, happy Mother's
by
Day
the way,
tomorrow.
Do you know a song on Mother's Day? A song like for mothers, particularly for mothers.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, Lord. There's like Boys to Men. You have that Boys to Men kind of vibe.
Okay. When I was doing the Calypso show, I tried to sing Calypso once.
You went to Calypso as well.
Listen, hear me. Okay, I tried to sing it once. I'm gonna sing it again. You're gonna hear. Listen, you're gonna hear me in about 2 years at least. You're gonna hear me again. But I tried singing once in SMA, and I had a song, and it went like, I met this young lady. I said, well, this is my bride. She looking nice and dandy. I said, boy, you're really lucky. I call her home. For dinner, what you making? I making reservation. She can't peel figs, she's making reservation. She can't boil water, she's making reservation. KFC for lunch and dinner, making reservation. I had to report to my mommy. She said, this girl is not for me. I can't believe this beauty. In the kitchen, a casualty.
I say.
I asked her, baby, can you make some oats? She said, she making reservations. She can't peel figs, she's making reservation. She can't boil water, she's making reservation. KFC for lunch and dinner, she making reservation. That was just a Mother's Day special.
But we'll have to make reservation to have you back on me.
Yeah, of course.
What?
Anytime like I said, give me a little job I can take up in the studio.
We'll have to talk.
And, we have to talk.
I think we need to bring back this program we had on DBS, the youth program.
Yes, we had we had a star search program as well.
Yes.
But that's interesting. So what is the collab now with you two? What are you gonna sing for us?
Talk to me. Give me something. Okay, go ahead.
We are a chosen generation, God for to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me. I know who I am. We are a chosen generation, come for to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me. I know who I am. I know who God says I am. When He says I am. When He says I'm a. I know who I am. I know who God says I am. When He says I am. When He says I am. I know who I am. I'm walking in power. I'm walking miracle. I need a life of favor, 'cause I know who I am. I'm walking in power. I'm walking miracle. I need a life of favor, 'cause I know who I am. I know who I am. Mothers, you so rich. You are beautiful. Mothers, you so kind. Mothers, you beautiful.
Wow.
Boom.
We are walking in power. As
Yes,
my
we
shirt
are.
says, love is in the pair.
We got so much more.
Yes.
Love is in the pair.
This was wonderful, man.
Yes.
This was really inspirational.
Yes, we are.
Thank you guys for coming through, for connecting with us.
course,
We
it's
hope
a
you
pleasure,
keep listening to Connecting the Dots on a Saturday. And that's
Thank
what we
you
do every
so
Saturday,
much.
9 to 11. We connect the dots with everybody.
Yes,
So we hope you
thank
keep listening. We hope you keep sharing. I wish you all the best on the symposium coming through next Saturday at the Dominica China Hospital. Auditorium, 5 p.m.
Yes, 5 p.m.
To all of you who are listening, viewing, please contact the two young men. Go up there on Saturday so you can witness and you can be transformed as well.
Thank you so much.
Follow our Facebook page, Boys to Men Dominica.
Yes.
Boys to Men Dominica is all one word, and we have our logo there. So make sure you follow. Stay tuned.
Also, if you want to reach out to me, you can call me at 277-3765. Don't be afraid to support the Boys to Men organization because our young men in Dominica need that support, okay? So please reach out to me at 277-3765.
Love this man, everyone. I love the connection we were to make with them.
Yeah.
And of course, thank you for your wonderful rendition and your remix.
Of course. Anytime, man. Anytime.
Thank you.
When you get a chance, you can go over the comments on Facebook and on YouTube, and you may just get some suggestions. In fact, you will get some suggestions as you move forward.
Yes, for sure.
Lots of suggestions. Some, the lovely young men, very eloquent young men. These young guys with a gem for the future. That's on the YouTube over here as well. Anna Andrew says, I love them. Skyja, this is very eloquent young men. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Hope other young men and other young people will go through and listen and share, because oftentimes young people don't like to share their feelings.
That is true.
I hope they create, so this person is saying, I hope that this is a safe space where if a young man or a young woman is going through something, they can come to you guys and there will be a safe space that they can share their story. So
of course,
just keep that in mind as well, because you have young people who are looking to share their story, share what they're going through, and they want to make sure that it's done within a safe space and a space that their story won't be out there.
And
let them know that this is a safe space. All right.
Of course this is a safe space, and that's why I'm saying you have to get excited, because when you see, hopefully this year, because we have to make change. I'm a young person. We're young people. Young people like to see things happen fast. So you check as this symposium end, I'm definitely gonna try and put some things together, and like I said, to just build a community where Boys to Men is a big thing. Fellas, I tell you, fellas that playing steel pan, fellas that playing music, fellas that doing theater, fellas that doing thing, and we can go out and as men we can connect and to build that healthy environment, and I know it's possible. possible.
So Dylan, next week Saturday, where are we heading towards to?
Well, Shervin, at first I checking Boys Saturday, that's my time to free up. Let me go by the bar, you check. Maybe I go by KFC after.
By the bar? By the bar, you said?
But you mean
my brother, no. Next week Saturday we are heading to the Dominica China Friendship Hospital.
True, no boy.
To hear some great testimonial. My brother, what?
Because I'm not sick, dog.
My brother, you're not about sick. We are going to be healed and transformed. So you better sharpen up yourself.
So where are you going to be?
On May 16th at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital Auditorium.
At 5 o'clock?
At 5 o'clock.
Then on next Saturday, 5 o'clock?
Oh yeah, next Saturday at 5 p.m.
We going to be there.
We are going to be there, and we are calling out all the boys and men to be part of this.
Be a part of something great.
Yes.
Free food.
Free
drinks.
food.
I mean, you're going to have a free performance, steel pan too, we get into the culture, the Dominica culture, So be there, great place to be. We'll be sending out flyers and see our advertisement. As you see it, be reminded, as you see us in the streets of Roseau, Dominica, be reminded and make the turn. We'd love to have everybody there. We'd love to have you guys there, if you're available. I know you guys are busy, but it would be great. It would be great. It's gonna be a great time.
Yes, trust me.
True, no boy.
Yes, we true. Advance and do the right thing. Advance and do the right thing on May 16th. Make sure your calendar is cleared. Make sure that you set that date on May 16th. Parents, invite all your boys to be part of this symposium. Send them to that right place at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital at 5 p.m.
That's right. In the auditorium, man.
In the auditorium.
Don't go by the St. Luke ward.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. I mean, the time has come.
Talent on display, right? Talent on display, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Wow, what a program, Nigel.
Yeah.
I never saw this coming. I really never saw this coming, and I enjoyed it from the get-go with all three of them, and obviously Dr. Shanon John had to leave. But them guys did it good. In their own parlance, in their own language. Yeah, man. That's good, boy.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yes.
I really enjoy it. So
we appreciate it, man. We really appreciate
Anytime,
it. Really
Nigel.
appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yes, definitely so. And whenever next time home in Dominica, we'll connect for sure.
Sure, for sure.
Of course.
We should
But
have
we'll
that
connect
program.
before that.
We should have that program again, boy. I wish we could stay there whole day.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this programming.
We're gonna have more events just so we can come back.
Yes, Dylan. Yeah. DBS always home. DBS always home.
more events just so they can come here.
Yeah, we might do 3 more symposiums, and you should come in
Yes.
next week. It's about 3 more
Of
times.
course. Yeah, of course.
Just like that.
Wow, I could just stay with them, Nigel. Seriously,
Yes.
just enjoy, that
Look,
vibe.
look, someone
Continue
said,
blessings,
is there an
man.
age group? Someone said on the
Okay.
comment, is there an age group? Well, for boys, once the boy is in grade 6, he can attend. Grade 5, grade 6, of course.
Yeah.
He can attend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even teenagers as well can attend as well. Even college students, college fellas,
Working people,
men. Yes.
retired.
Yeah, you can be part of this symposium. It's going to be very inspiring. The first one we had, it was very impactful, but this second one that's coming up, it's going to be on fire.
And we're gonna have a testimonial segment. So if you have a lovely story to inspire someone that you would like to say, that's the place to be. We're not gonna be that long. It's just gonna be for like 2 hours, two and a half.
Yes.
You're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be great.
As we end, there's this comment from Registe. He said, well said, guys, failure is not an option. And he's also saying, stay focused. The best friend you can have is God. Love you guys. Dominica, I love you. What a program today.
Thank you,
Yes,
Uncle.
thank you.
I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a
I
pleasure.
Thank
love
you
the
so
positivity of young people, especially
Yes.
young men, So
I'm happy that I
keep
could
doing
spend
what
my
you do.
Saturday on DBS Radio,
Yeah, man.
sharing this positive message
Yeah.
towards the airwaves of DBS Radio.
All right. Nice. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, and definitely after the symposium, we'll probably have you guys back to connect so we can know,
Of course.
how the symposium went and some of the things that we'll learn from there. So,
Sure.
look forward to that invitation from Ivona again.
Yes.
Sure.
So Uncle Nigel will call you all, and we'll
Sure.
start something rolling, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Take care.
we'll definitely connect.
Thank you. Have
All
a
right,
blessed
all the
Saturday,
best.
everyone.
Take care,
Yes, all the
Thank
best.
you.
Nigel will do it again next week, God willing.
Yes, we'll do it
Interesting
again
guests.
next week. That is
Yeah.
my dear. Happy
But
Mother's
Nigel,
Day
there are a
to
lot
you
of
again.
reunions.
Enjoy.
But thank you. There are a lot of reunions coming up, so we had to bring on the reunions.
There is
people
too.
very
Yes,
soon,
yes,
huh?
yes. There are lots of reunions. Monge and Rivier reunion coming up.
I
in
think
July,
Tibo as well.
so-
Tibo called me.
Tibo,
yes.
yes, Tibo has one coming up. I know they have some activities that they're doing here to raise some funds. I think the
Dailies
Dailies
as
one is
well.
on
Yes,
already.
yes,
like that.
yes.
So there's
Alright.
Dailies coming up as well. So we'll have all those reunions,
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful.
All the best. Take care.
Thank
Yes,
you.
my dear, we connect
Thank
again.
you,
All right.
everyone.
At this time, we join Major Mystic for the DigiFun time.
Gas voucher.